Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Shadow Tracker figure from Hasbro. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks badass, and I love this original design. Obviously, it's a Predator reference, but when I was looking through G.I. Joes, just kind of as I started getting back into collecting, this is one of the ones that had come up, and I still want that original figure. But I think they did a fantastic job here, kind of bringing it into the Classified series, and just I do have one critique, but beyond that, I mean, I think they really just nailed the design here. And not only that, but like this default skull mask with the silver eyes and that black base with the green paint over it, just such a great effect. Absolutely adore that. And really like the way the silver catches the light. I actually didn't even notice that right out of package, but now that I'm looking at it really close to the viewfinder, it really stands out. Not only that, but the sculpt on the dreads is beautiful. Lots of nice texture going on, and just really well done, so it actually kind of gets up and out of the way. So just a great little detail. Then we get into the other parts of it, like, we got our nice necklace here with the bones. We get the shoulder pad here with the skull on it. You got some more bone motif coming here into the gauntlets. Just really cool stuff going around. And really, the base body, this is the Zartan buck with some overlays. And it just works incredibly well. I mean, shows what you can do just by recoloring a little bit. And just some really good stuff going on here. So obviously same pants. I guess my one critique there that I had mentioned earlier is just I kind of wish they did a little more touches of color here and there. Like, it looks a little bare here in the very front. The pants kind of just feel like they could have used either more of a camo pattern or something to kind of make it not just this kind of base green, but beyond that, looks great. Obviously, we get the same boots that we got on Zartan, and I love this sculpt. You even kept up the flames, which is kind of a nice touch. And then we just got some good details going around here. I love this belt piece as well, with the kind of leopard skin going on. Obviously, I think the rope could have used a little bit of a wash, so I think there's some finer details that they probably could have thrown in. But other than that, just really incredible looking figure. When it comes to accessories, we probably get my favorite loadout since Crocmaster in this line. So let's jump right in. And actually, no extra hands or anything like that, but we do get 3 different masks. We looked at the default head sculpt, which is just part of the actual mold and sculpt. Then we get this really nice translucent kind of yellowish green, more of a Predator biomask sort of look. Absolutely love it. It does have the skull sculpt kind of underneath it, which is kind of a cool touch. Though I do kind of like the base thing they got here, but maybe that was a little too close. I mean, the artwork kind of focuses more on these clean lines than the skull underneath, but still a very, very cool effect. And you can see there's lots of detail in there as well with some of the paneling going on. So really nice work there. And then we get what looks to be a wolf skull. Really love the sculpt here. Really nice wash going over it to kind of give it more of a just aged bone look. Totally beautiful. And same thing, just kind of fits right over. You can actually see the skull imprint there and holds on exceptionally well as well. Then we get some weapons. So we get a hatchet / tomahawk. A really nice sculpt here. No paint to speak of, but a little bit of good texture work going on here, especially on the handle. Then we get this really nice looking knife. Beautiful silver for the blade. We get that bevel for the edge. And so there's that. Then we get the kind of his main weapon. So we get this really nice compound bow, tons of details going on there as well, as you can see. And that's on both sides, which are both different. You can see the handle here. And there's this little notch here, which is for, actually I left it in there, a kind of silencer of sorts. And that's actually kind of cool that we got that, or a laser sight. I'm actually not 100% sure looking at this now. Actually, that's interesting. If you know exactly what this is supposed to be, let me know in the comments. But that just fits right there. And no, of course, it's not going to go on now because I'm using the wrong end. But so there you go. So that just fits on right there. Then we do get a separate arrow. So nice sculpt there. Obviously, no paint whatsoever, but doesn't need it. And then we do get the quiver. And really nice leather texture, as well as the way they did the wrinkles. As you can see, we have a port here. That one is for that silencer style piece. Then we have this clip here, which you can take the bow and arrow, take it by the handle. I'm doing the wrong way here. And that just kind of clips in. I actually don't want to break that off. So I'm gonna do that. You can see we have a space here, which is for this separate arrow. That just goes in right there. Kind of lines up with the rest. Nice and snug too, not gonna go anywhere. And then you have a port here on the side, and I think that's for the axe. Maybe, no, that's not gonna fit. All right, so that's for something. But yeah, really cool all around. And obviously that just ports onto the back. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are great with some slight hindrances, but we'll get into that. Right off the bat, freestanding kicks, beautiful. We got that with Zartan, so obviously we're gonna get that here. I guess maybe not obviously due to like some stuff we got going on, but yeah, still very well done. For our head, we are on that barbell and then the separate neck piece. We're not really getting any up, unfortunately, because the hair sculpt. It does kind of get out of the way, especially as you're doing like side to side. But yeah, the up, unfortunately, we're just not quite gonna get that clearance. We do get some really nice down though, and of course some tilt. So there's that. So fantastic there. We do have those butterfly joints, which aren't crazy. You know, they are there. They give you a little more range, but not really necessary. Then for the arms, come up into a perfect T. I will say that the cuts here at the top of the delts on mine are definitely very deep, and I've had to like rotate the arm in and then, oh, of course it's not gonna work now that I said that, but I've got to kind of fool around with it to get it up into that position. So definitely be careful with yours if that's the case. Do a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, bring it to there. We do have hinge and swivel at the wrist, both vertical, very, very nice. Then we get to the diaphragm, and there is an ab crunch here and then a ball joint here at the hips, or at the waist rather, but you know, we're pretty much only getting our crunch from that waist, so we're gonna kind of run in and, you know, not really have a lot of front, not really gonna stay back. We can kind of get it back there. We get a little bit of tilt, but again, we're just running into this vest piece, unfortunately, but we do get some rotation there as well. Then we come down to the hips, and we are drop downs, as we have been throughout this line. Coming out, this kind of belt piece does get in the way, but you can rotate it, and that will give us full splits. Beautiful. Our front kick is full 90. Beautiful there. We do get thigh swivel. We get double jointed knees, bringing us to there. We get boot swivel. Really, really nice point. Even some nice forward despite the armor, and some fantastic rocker. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons here is with some other classified series. With some other domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with Articulated Icons Oni, yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Shadow Tracker figure from Hasbro is that this is an incredibly solid figure. I mean, it's everything I loved about the Zartan figure, just in the form of this character, which is something I've been waiting for. So I don't think they could have used a better base. And yeah, it totally works. You know, my minor nitpicks here are just that I kind of wish there were a few more accents in, you know, kind of the vest and the pants, but again, that's a very minor gripe. The only thing I do have to bring up that I didn't actually get to earlier, because I was going to pose him with his bow here, but the hands definitely showed stress marks the second I started moving them, and it is cold here, so that might be me, but it might also be the plastic, so just be aware of that and definitely warm up the hands before you move them. I know that's definitely been an issue with different classified series figures before, so worth noting. Pardon me. So yeah, with all of that being said, absolutely recommend this figure. This is a Walmart exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, it's actually still available on the website, which blew me away. So I'll have that link in the description if you're interested. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, etc. Whatever, it all helps the channel, even if you just come back. But, you know, ultimately, I just hope that you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.